Hold on. Sorry, bye. Hello.
Hello. I
Good
thought
evening.
something was wrong.
No, I was trying to set it up and set myself up here. Oh,
Okay.
I really need to get a better phone.
Yeah, don't worry. Oh, we need contracts
Yeah,
so money can flow.
yeah. Hello, family. I think we should actually work towards carrying this to a high traffic social media.
Yeah, I'm setting up the TikTok now and this thing. We have already, just I've not been able to update it. But I'm on it. I'm on it because these people that we're dealing with, the way that we are requesting for our social media presence, I was like, God.
Yeah. Welcome to Building Bridges. This evening, like always, we are here to exchange ideas with parents, carers, both young and old, because what we have discovered in this journey of living with children with additional needs, thank you, is that we tend to overlook siblings. And on one of our sessions, we have actually addressed it. Hello. We have addressed the impact of having a sibling with additional needs on both physical and mental health of the other siblings. So tonight we are here to exchange ideas and look at how we can support families that are struggling with children with additional needs. Can you put back the thumbs up? Who removes the thumbs up? Anyway, so let me go over to Dr. Adesua. What do you have to tell us today?
Good evening, people. How are you? Wherever you are watching us from, joining us from, greetings to you. And yes, thank you for engaging. We appreciate you. And we would love to hear from you, your comments, what you love about what we are doing. How has it impacted you? We've been discussing a lot. We've been talking about different topics. And also, we've talked about the impact of stigma on the siblings, the families. So we would really love to have some feedback on how this has expands your knowledge and what difference has it made? Because what we are trying to do is having this awareness and not sympathy, but having empathy.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, we we know better, we do better, as Maya
Exactly.
Angelou said. So our position is not judgmental, but giving that room, bringing, opening that space for both parents, siblings, and even the community at large
Yes.
to have this knowledge whereby we can be able to support one another. So, yeah, today, as we have been discussing, we would actually love to hear from you. And yes, we talked about the siblings. We also will be referring today, because when we talk about neurodiversity, when we talk about spectrum means there are levels.
Yes.
So there are mild, there are severe, and there are very severe.
Exactly.
And then sometimes the ones we consider mild, they get lost in between. Why? Because they don't just have the visible challenges that we can sympathize with, but they call it hidden disabilities. That sometimes there are things they cannot actually manage, but they are being judged because we don't have the understanding that they're struggling with those hidden disabilities. So I want to talk about those ones today. I want to touch on them. And actually, we'll be bringing in some young people along the line to talk
Yes.
to us about their experiences.
About how they feel.
Yeah, we can talk as professionals, we can talk as parents, but there are those that are able to still express themselves as the affected ones. What is it? How are they feeling? How do they go about with this? And what is it that they expect? How do they want us to support? Because one of the things I have learned during this journey is not imposing myself on the young people or the people that needs the support. Being at a place of able to give them options, asking, how can I be of help? What can I do to support you? How can I make
How
this
do you want me to support you?
What do you want from me? How do you want? So sometimes they don't just need anything from you, they just want you to just be there as a strong presence while they go process or they go through whatever they might be going through at that moment. So because sometimes we call it unsolicited advice, even to parents. We start saying, "Oh, and when my own." No, when you ask someone, how deep is the mud? It's depending on who you ask, because we experience life differently.
Yes.
How I manage my coping mechanisms, the level of my resilience differs from the other person, and that does not make me better or make me lesser. We are just different. And when we are able to acknowledge that, it helps. It gives us it opens us up to that large heart of empathy, trying to put ourselves in the shoes of the other person and just want to support them the way they want to be supported, not the way the victims fit. I don't know if I'm making sense.
Yes, you are. You are making a lot of sense.
So these are the things that we would want to look into today, and I hope that we can be able to have some people to comment in. And if this is another thing we want to break the barrier, we want to break the stigma, because especially in the BME community in the UK, the Black minority ethnic group.
Yeah.
Those things, we take it as a shame. We've talked about stigma, talked about shame and all that. But I want to encourage us that this is not a shame.
Yeah.
These are human beings. These are creations of God. They have one level of challenges or another, but that does not rule them out. That does not rule out their human dignity. And we are not supposed to be ashamed of them. We know there are struggles, but that does not take away their humanity.
Yes.
So if you're going through that, you have not done anything wrong. You are not demonized. It's not your fault. You are not targeted that, maybe it's the sin you have committed or your forefathers. Is not that.
Your voice went back a bit.
Is it better now?
Yeah, it just started, going lower.
Wavering.
Yeah.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, but if you can amplify.
Try. Maybe it's the. Okay. Is it better?
Yes, a lot better.
Okay. Good. So, as I was saying, that there is nothing to be ashamed of. That is like every other challenge we could come across in life.
Yeah, much better.
Instead of staying in the survivor mode, we thrive. We look at what we can turn into something that propels us. We don't just accept it as a condemnation.
Yes.
Rather, we use it as a launching pad that gives us ability to research, to expand our hearts,
Yes.
and to open our minds. Sometimes we can be so narrow-minded, thinking that we live in a bubble, and sometimes things like this happen to challenge our mindsets.
Yes.
And it helps us to look outside the box. You understand? We look outside the box. And if we want to be sincere with ourselves, we want to take time out to look through history, and many of the people that have been the greatest inventors have had one social or emotional challenges, one way or the other, that we now realize today that they were neurodivergent.
Exactly.
But then, some of them nobody could teach them in school. They were isolated, they were ostracized. Those that their parents could take up the cross, some of them were killed because people did not understand.
Yeah, people did not understand them.
Stigmatized them, and they consider them problem. And from there they do away with them. But some parents decided, like the mother of Thomas Erickson, when he was sent out of school, that he was not teachable. Mom told him that he was too good to be among them. So mom took it upon herself and started teaching him. And he is the reason me and you, we have the bulb light today.
Yeah.
Right? Why? Because someone took pain to invest in him when the world, or those that were meant to teach him, could not see past his challenges. Hallelujah. Sorry.
You went spiritual.
Anyway, here what we are talking about is, let us all open our minds, be more teachable. Let us look beyond the labels. Let us have the capacity to understand behaviors. And let us see how we can be of support. Because what you don't know, you can't give it.
You can't,
so basic understandings is very important. So I'm happy that we are engaging, but whatever we say here, whatever it seems that is not clear, we are in this digital age that everything is at our fingertip. We can be able to learn as much as we can so that we don't deal with people ignorantly, and we are able to support those that are affected and bring the best out of them. So,
yeah,
that is my baby. That is my sweetheart. Tiffany. Hello, Tiffany. Love you, love you, love you.
I love you too, my dear.
You're welcome.
Dear, have you heard now?
My God.
Oh, God.
Bless you.
Thank you, thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah.
All right. We'll hand over now.
Hello?
Dr. Ugu, are you with us or you are discussing somewhere else?
No, I'm talking. I was telling her welcome.
Okay, because you were muted.
That's why I just observed it, and that's why I had to unmute it.
Okay.
So you made a point while you were talking about how the mother was the one that gave the child that courage to continue.
Yes.
Yeah, it just struck something for me, because a lot of times, even us as parents, we are tied up in our frustration, not because it is not justified, but because it's a reality. Because definitely there are other children to support. Definitely there are normal life challenges to attend to. Definitely there are financial, economic, social expectations from us, which nobody takes away just because you have a child with additional needs. So parents are kind of overwhelmed.
True.
And it's getting more and more and more, overwhelming, because you have to look out for because unfortunately, up till now, to some extent, what was the challenges then still remain challenges, in terms of people not yet accepting fully who they are. Sometimes you still go out and you see how people are looking, even in advanced societies, and even anywhere, actually. So at the end of the day, the point I'm making is that we as parents, we just have, I'm not saying we are not doing right, but it's like drawing our consciousness to the fact that a lot will rely on us in terms of their mental health, giving them that self-esteem, giving them that confidence that they require to face the world. I know instances where I was driving by. For us now, your eyes are like already trained to identify these things. I was driving by and I saw a parent that was just shushing the child. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, stop, stop. And the child was actually steaming. But because they were out, Brendan, welcome, because they were out in a public, she was this well-dressed, classy woman, and the child was just and then the mom was like, all she wanted at that point is for the ground to open up so they can fall inside. What I felt was that she's still early on in the journey, and it was okay for her to feel that way at that point, because it takes a while, and it takes some patience, some personal training and some external training to be able to manage these things. So at that point, all the woman wanted was just for them to be invisible to the world, but the child could not contain himself. And the telling her to shut up, shut up, shut up was also, increasing the anxiety
Yeah.
in the child.
Yeah.
So I could see the steaming increasing, 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 as the woman was just, shut up, shut up, stop, shut up. So I could empathize with the mom, I could empathize with the child, and I could see myself many years ago trying to do the same. And that is what we are trying to say here. Do not allow the pressure of outside destabilize you to the extent that your own instability is increasing the pressure on your own child. The pressure of outside pressure may not always be that you are outside. It may be expectations that people place on you. It may also be expectations you place on yourself. It may be expectations you place on the child. It may be expectations that the family place on you and the child. Because people will come around and people will ask, why is it that this boy cannot yet respond to my greetings? Aunties will ask, parents will ask, why is it that all my grandchildren will be telling me hello, hello when I call on phone and this one cannot tell me? Cousins will ask, why is it that he doesn't want to play with us? It is not all the time you have the energy to explain. And it is not also all the time you have the patience to recognize that the child is who they are. Sometimes you transfer that aggression, you transfer unconsciously and innocently, you transfer all those pressures from those people outside to the child. And what it does is that the child begins to get anxious, and you begin to get anxious, and the environment gets supercharged. I don't know how others do it, but for me, it's like my emotion is linked to my child. So each time I get upset, she's upset. She's all over the place. You can see it immediately. Even if I was not there with her, the brother will come and say, my sister is acting somehow today. She's not herself. And that's me. Like I've studied it over time. I realized that each time my emotions change, hers will automatically also change. So as parents, it's going to take a lot of inner training. It's going to take a lot of external training to be able to put your emotions under control, around them, with them, and even outside them. Because at the end of the day, every single thing you do kind of goes back to them. And it is so tied to them because you are like their anchor. Like my child will not stay 30 minutes wherever she is. You will see her very soon. She will come just to have a feel of me wherever I am. 30 minutes, 25 minutes, she will come just to have a feel of me, nothing else. She just says something to me and I respond and she's fine. And that is who many of them are, with their parents, with people around them. So the point I'm making is, from what you said, the parents of these children that were later found to be exceptional, not just different, played a very huge role in who they eventually became. Should I say that it was better then? No, it wasn't better. Should I say the society and the expectations were different then? No, it wasn't. Should I say that it's different now? It's more or less the same. Like they say, the more things change, the more they remain the same. even with advanced knowledge, we still have people who still believe in weird things. So at the end of the day, the point is, as parents, please, if you're not there yet, don't worry, but keep it in mind that regulation should come from you. For your child to be regulated, the regulation comes from you. Keep it in mind, because it doesn't take, I mean, it's not something that comes automatically. It's something you have to be conscious of. You have to keep it in mind that this is what you have to do when this happens, because your natural instinct is to react to uncomfortable situation. That's who you are as an individual. But because of your peculiar situation, you have to train yourself to hold it down. Your reaction should also be always be under check. Believe me, up to today, I never knew I could be as patient as I am. Like, sometimes things will be happening and you have to literally use rope to tie your hands so that you don't do things that you will regret. I never knew I could get to this point where I can be as patient as a dove. It's a continuous training. It didn't come in year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. No, it didn't come. It came with constant, you know, training yourself, being conscious of what is happening, being able to, hold it back. Sometimes you find a safe place and explode and pour it out,
Yeah,
then come out.
thanks. Yeah,
But
yeah,
sometimes you don't get to have that opportunity because you are
that's
the
true.
child safe space. The child is
Exactly.
actually coming to you to pour their own out. And that is why it's really a very dicey situation to be in. You have to work on yourself, you have to work on your child. And at the end of the day, I believe that each of us should be awarded 2 weeks in a year that we should just go to somewhere. No child, no husband, no
Yeah.
phone, no internet. Just be lying down and be waking up.
Yeah, you deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it.
Just
Yeah,
lie
that's
down, wake up, eat, lazy out, like forget it, like just forget the world, because oh my goodness, this thing.
yeah. Good, good, good. You've exposed that area very well, and I want to also encourage us, because one of the ways that we can also work around this, there's a saying that whatever you focus on magnifies. And when
Exactly.
you talked about that lady that was just talking about shh, 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 shh. So the focus was, oh my God, he's about to start, or she's about to start.
Yeah.
Oh my God, oh my God. So that increases the anxiety.
Yes.
Or if you know you start understanding what steaming is, and then instead of shutting down, you swing along with him or her
Yeah.
in that area. People would think that you guys are dancing or you guys are on your own world doing your own thing.
Yeah.
You understand? So, like some, they just want to move their heads up and down, up and down. So instead of like, oh, stop, stop. No, I start moving my head. So we start moving my head. Then we start eating. So, we start going on reading. We start, if it's like, oh, we're going to, instead of making, oh, everybody, now we're going to find a space. We just sit down. It doesn't matter. Because, like Dr. Ijema have said, this is our reality, right? We've
Yeah.
got to find a way to make it work without getting to a point of stressing ourselves over other people. Yeah, there are going to be situations that will shock us because it's not very palatable.
Yeah.
It could be things that that will make us agitated, good. But we should not make a mountain of it.
Yes.
Then another thing I always want to encourage us on, as parents with children in spectrum, out of that 99 challenges, there's a 99% challenge, then 1% of potential
Yes.
of that child. I will tell you, even if we are in the worst case scenario, there's still one thing that just bubbled up, and that's where I work on.
Yes.
I magnify those areas. It helps us to have the peace. It helps us to. Sometimes we are looking at a neurotypical child. They have their milestones every now and then, but when a neurodivergent child make a certain milestone, your heart swell with
Yes.
joy. And it's very important that we enjoy those moments. There's no comparison. This is your journey. Make the best out of it. And before I tell you 2 things about my child that's challenging, I must have told you 15 things about how good she is in some areas.
Yeah.
I have the things that she does. I'll say, oh my God. I have argued with social worker, with schools. They tell me, oh, this isn't. I will drag them back. Do you know she can do this? Do you know this is her? Do you know this is her strength? I said, the problem I have is everybody focus on
On
the
the
challenge.
negative. Yes, on the
And
challenges.
that is not what you are paid for, But why? Because that's what everybody wants to. And that's where they want to drag me to. And I don't want to be there. I don't want to go there. I want to see the other side. Already, the challenges are acknowledged already. Okay? We know that this is what we have, and this is what we have to deal with. The challenges are acknowledged. But what about the potentials? What about those hidden abilities? What about those things that, they can do? Because if we don't give them the space, if we don't create that opportunities, we can never see those wonderful things.
Yes.
We're just going to be so overwhelmed of expectations. Thankfully, I have gone above every expectation of human being when it comes to that. I don't, like if you come to my house, probably it's not conducive, the door is open. You understand? If maybe I've gone to shop many a time and people come to talk to me, they hug, she just walk the other side.
Yeah.
And I don't try to explain. I don't try to force. I say hello. No, I don't. Because I don't want to put her in a situation that she has to start forcing herself.
Yes.
By the time she gets used to you, she's going to be able to express herself. But because I want to save face, because people who look at me as a good parent who have taught her child how to
Who should
respect
train her
her,
child to be greeting elders?
I'm not going to force into. And I've worked with so many children. By the time they get close to you, they are lovely. They are wonderful. They are the first to greet you. But if they don't know you, you are not in their circle of the people they know, they can't just open up to you.
Yeah.
And that's okay. We don't have to force it. You understand? So I'm not just talking about my personal experience. I've done it professionally. I've seen children that I've met at the first time. They don't just want to have anything to do. But today, even if I don't see them, they will shout and run to me and hug me. And you understand? Because we've built a relationship. Because we've now have a rapport. So we are talking about children and young people that have challenges in the area of social emotional challenges. So this is not something that I'm going to start explaining to anybody who have expectations of me or my child. No, I won't. And if that makes me a rude mother, well, I'm not going to allow those opinions to define me. And this is why this awareness, we're talking about it over and over. Because if I understand, have the understanding, instead of me being judgmental, I will be smiling.
Yes.
I will try. And if they don't want anything, that's fine. I won't create a situation of making them do it just to satisfy my. No. You give space, you give time. Make sure that you are not the reason for their meltdown.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And it's very important because some of us adults that have some quirks, and we don't want people to chew it when we are there because they are chewing loudly. It affects, those are sensory overloads. But because we don't we are okay fully bodily, we think these are normal things. It's not normal because
Yeah.
you are not going to be disturbing me chewing. But
Yeah,
have
I
to
should be able
consider
to
you
feel free
because
around you. You should be able to
exactly
regulate yourself.
you should be able to regulate. But if you can't, then I should be empathetic enough to understand that my chewing is stressing you out.
Yes.
That's how we make room for one another. We empathize with one another. Why then would you want to force something on a child that maybe they don't want to look at you in your eyes, they don't want to say hello, they don't want you to touch them, and then automatically they're disrespectful? No, they're not. They just don't want to. And probably when they get to know you, when you become somebody they can trust, you will see them unravel. You see them, they're the most wonderful children. They laugh, they dance for you, they hug you, and all that. But if until then they are not going to do that, and it's okay. And as a parent, I say this to you because I personally have gone through that, and like I told you, I have overcome that. So I'm not going. If you see me tomorrow, I'm not going to force my daughter to say hello to auntie, say hello to. No, no, and don't be angry. I'm not rude. I just don't want to force any situation that will create a meltdown publicly. So, but there are children you can still do that too.
Yeah.
I understand different cultures, but I'm just saying their cases are unique. All right, situations are unique, and whatever we find, let's not be judgmental.
And children are unique too.
Their children are
There are
unique.
children you can tell that and it doesn't bother them because
Mm.
they don't have that sensitivity.
As they don't exactly. But there are children they don't want to, and it's okay. And there are children you see them, they get to some place, they just want to sit on the floor because
Yes.
the texture of the floor, it calms them, grounds
It's
them.
comforting,
Okay,
yeah.
it's okay. It's okay. So when we have this understanding, we move from labeling, we move from pointing finger to understanding, and be able to be supportive so that we have an inclusive atmosphere where everyone feel that they have a seat at the table. They don't have to. Uniformity is not oneness. You
Yeah.
understand?
Mm-hmm.
So we can all be unique, but we're still together in one purpose with one focus. So we don't have to be the same. We can be unique and still be able to function and have synergy and be able to complement. So that's the point that we have to look towards, even as a parent, based on your family value, that it must be. Please, if you now have a child that cannot cope, don't allow that to diminish you as a human being or as a parent, to take away the joy of parenthood. Just understand the peculiarity of your child and work with them in that sense. And then everybody, one thing I know, once you know, you focus and you hold your stand, you hold your ground, people will bend, they will follow. It's only when you are trying to make sure everybody sees that you are doing something that makes everybody make demands.
Yeah.
When they realize that the well-being of your child is your priority, then they will follow. They will understand. They will cope with it, because you have to tell people how what the needs of how to meet the need of your child, not the other way around. It's very
Yeah.
important. And so our time is going. We still have, I believe, those outside online. Oh, I didn't put it. Oh my God.
You didn't
All right.
put what?
Oh no, I didn't put it today. I forgot. We just started talking.
Where?
Like on YouTube.
Oh, okay. It's on
You can
YouTube.
send me the recording later.
Okay. It's on my YouTube, yeah.
Like,
So,
yeah, we
Esther,
have our mommy Tina there, and I know the background of our Mama Esther. But she can, if you have something to say, and I think there are other. Oh,
did you go offline? Okay. Are you saying something? We can't hear you.
yeah, I'm here now.
Okay.
Mhm. All right.
Good evening once again.
Good
Good evening,
evening.
ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, I used to be like that once upon a time. Thanks to Reverend Adesua, we are where we are today. And by the grace of God, how will I say it? We can do better. Yeah,
Of
we
course.
understand better. And so we are able to accommodate and we are able to handle situations better than before. I can be, if you don't have the understanding, I think everything boils from when you don't have the understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, exactly. So when you get more understanding, yeah, more information, then you're able to deal with situations like that, and you will know that it's not a bad thing. You just
Yeah.
have to learn how to handle the situation so that the child will not be more aggressive or more
Agitated.
agitated. Yeah. So we thank God, and I pray that mothers in that situation will also get more understanding and can be able to make the children more comfortable. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much
so
for
much.
your input.
Thank you.
Like I said, when I was talking, it's a process.
Yeah.
It's a process. Those that have it, well, some people are naturally calm in the face of a storm. But for myself, I can speak for myself. It took me a while to learn it. It wasn't an easy journey. Even me, I surprise myself sometimes. You know, you will try to hold it in. You try to hold it in. You try to hold it in. Sometimes when it's full inside, it starts dripping out and you are still holding it. Sometimes it drifts out in the open, sometimes it drifts out in secret.
Yeah.
But as time goes on, everything, starts mellowing down.
Yeah.
And something is very, very obvious, that your level of acceptance
Mm-hmm.
is, how do we say it? Like, it's your level of acceptance that determines your level of patience.
That's true.
Because
Having that understanding,
yes,
it
when you
helps to
when you have
manage.
understood,
Yeah,
it brings down the expectation. And when
exactly.
the expectation is down, your patience increases.
That's true.
So by the time you have realized that, look, this is not about me, this is not about my child, this is not about what I did wrong or what I did right, this is about what it is. As much as we continue to hope for the best, we accept what is today.
Of course.
And when you get to that level, believe me, many other things begin to fall into place. You just kind of be at peace with yourself, with the child, with the environment, with everyone. And when you get to that level, it feels good. It feels good. It's just unfortunate that it doesn't come at the beginning. It comes when you would
Well,
have wasted lots of emotions.
yeah, but then I think that is life in general. Okay, we learn,
Yes.
and we need to have that. Like what you say, when you embrace your situation, it gives you uh the understand. Okay, now this is what I got. Then what is it about? Because what you
Yes.
don't know, it's difficult to manage.
Yes.
So the reason I insist on us getting knowledge, the reason I insist on all connecting, networking, is because it gives, because when you have the knowledge, you are no longer having that anxiety,
Yes.
especially when you are dealing with the system. For example, one of the things I got to in the UK system is that everybody is trying to cover their track,
Yeah.
right? They because the government is very strict when it comes to children and vulnerables. You understand? So
Yeah.
instead of we being open-minded, trying to teach or help the everyone understand, we are trying to safeguard our own uh,
Space.
position or face or whatever, and then we are trying to pull down the other person, even if they don't have the full knowledge of what they are dealing with. So
Yeah.
that's why one of the reasons we do what we do is creating the knowledge and creating space for knowledge to begin. You understand?
Yeah.
And then once you understand that, okay, everything that needs to happen is for the well being, the priority here is the well being of my child. So if anybody is going to put you under pressure, you knowing that you being under pressure is going to affect your child, you are able to tell them to stop. Now, I'm not going down that lane. You're not doing this to me because you're going to create anxiety in me. And like Dr. Ijama said, me being anxious will make my child anxious.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to do that. You see what knowledge gives to me. So if anyone comes to me now, try to accuse me of anything, I will have the words to be able to dissect it with them. That how do we arrive at what you're accusing me for? And what have you done to help me understand You're trying to put me, I'm the main caregiver of this child. Now you're trying to stress me out. Does this benefit this child?
Yeah.
Do you understand?
And
Because
intervention should be
the
child-centered.
the intervention should be child-centered. So you cannot put me under pressure and expect my child to be okay.
Yes, to behave better.
So when we now have this understanding, then we can sit. I'm not accusing anyone because they are doing their job, but then we do it understanding that putting pressure on me does not help my child.
Yeah.
So same with families, same with whoever is expecting anything from me.
Yes.
Sometimes I go out with some children and some parents are like, oh, I said, don't worry. So as I go into those establishments, I just made them to know that this child is in the spectrum. So there might be disruption. You understand? That's why society like this is okay. Because and then they are able to support you. There's one young person that came to my orbit recently, and he's now a young, adult, but he's so finding life difficult. Why? The parents up till now are in denial.
Imagine
That this child is in the spectrum. And this child is just being so vulnerable because everyone is, people are not happy with him. He doesn't have the capacity for relationship. And he doesn't have the diagnosis. So there is no help for him. And this kind of situation, why? Because the parents, they don't want the stigma. But who is not suffering it? This child is suffering it. Under 3 months, he has stayed with over 5 people and no one was able to
support. Yeah.
Do you get it? Because if they have done their due diligence the time they needed to do it, we will not be in this situation. The child will have had the help the child needed, and they wouldn't have been having whatever. And that does not make that person lesser. It just makes their condition to be understood and supported accordingly.
Yeah. Doesn't take away who they are.
Doesn't take away. We have talked about the inventor. Even lately, the guy that died, the one that did iPhone, Steve Jobs, he was autistic. It could not be they said he started this iPhone in a garage because he was not able to be in the public. He can't be in the midst of a lot of people. But he's a genius. Socio-emotionally, he cannot stand anybody. Neither can people stand. Do you understand that? So these are the things that we are talking about. So when we get this knowledge with it is challenging, it is overwhelming. Of course it is. You can't just take your pulse and just say, oh, I'm going. No, you can't. There are a lot of things you have to put into consideration. But in the midst of all those things, there's still that greatness that we can focus on.
Yeah.
And there's still the ability, when we acknowledge and embrace the situation, that, okay, this is the area I need help. You understand? And we start sourcing those help. We should not be ashamed of sourcing those help. It's very important. And for maybe a society that have not embraced it yet, this is an awareness. We are all human beings, and we all deserve the human dignity to be treated as a human being.
We own the world equally.
Exactly. And I hope this helps us to have a bigger heart, to empathize, and to be able to support those going through, and those that are in to be able to
Navigate.
understand that you don't have to apologize for the situation. You have every right to be here. You have every right for your child to be here, and you have right to ask for support. You must
Yes.
not isolate or ostracize yourself just because there's going to be obstruction or disruption in public. They will not, don't hide them away. They have to go to the mall, let them go to the mall. The mall is for everybody. So, yes, there will be some disruption, but the more they do it, the more they get used to it. We must not take away the human decency and dignity as human life skills away just because we are scared of scandal or meltdown.
Yeah.
And I hope that resilience, like our doctor say, is not easy, but we have to build that muscle slowly,
Yeah.
and continuously, consistently. People will stay, let them stay. With time, they'll get to understand. All right. Before we go, I will call on our mommy Tina. She has something to say. And then our doctor will just round up for us. Our time is up. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Fisa. Dr. Itoba.
Good evening.
And Mr. Esther. Yes, so actually I didn't join at the beginning, but the little I would want to add to it is sometimes parents are new to such situations,
Yeah.
and the overwhelming aspect of it is not really understanding the child and the lack of communication or understanding the gestures of the child, who's the parent in the situations, and then they think maybe this is the right way to stimulate my child's calmness, but rather it's escalated. And
Yes.
sometimes we at the other end, instead of encouraging and comforting the parents, we'd rather become judgmental and we make things worse for them. So I think what we as society have to do, like doctor said in the initial stages, is being empathy and then being there for people. You don't need to know the person. Sometimes you can meet a parent that is going through stress or anything. You can just tell the person it's okay to be not to be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it's okay not
Yeah.
to be okay.
Yeah.
And yes, and sometimes you can just let the person know that it's not about the people, it's about you and the child.
Yeah.
How you feel. It's not about how society feel. What makes you comfortable? What gives you that joy? Like we said, every child is unique. And
Yeah.
so you don't need to look at the disability of your child and feel like maybe you did something wrong or something is not right somewhere. And sometimes children who are too intelligent tend to, unfortunately, have this kind of traits. And so we have to see that our children who exhibit such things are unique in their own way. It's
Yeah.
just that they know too much, and then their brains is not able to contain it, and so they want to explore it in their own understanding. And so we also as parents have to also learn our children's communication, what makes them more comfortable. Like you talk about the sensories, sometimes children find things that are smooth agitating or irritating. They think
Yeah.
things are rough, maybe jumping around, doing things. So you have to find a way to calm or reduce the energy. So like you talk about, you doctor, you know about like nutrition and all these things. So it's very important that we build a society where those of us who are privileged to have knowledge on how to deal with things, we we can also be of good help to parents going through such situations. And also, like Dr. Desmond said about parents trying to make their children do things to other people, maybe greeting people and all these things. You cannot enforce the child to do that, but rather, if you want your child to be in that situation, you have to support the child to understand that maybe when we come in the midst of people, but you have to start it from somewhere, not in the midst of the people. So
Yeah.
maybe from home, you start training your child in that situation, that when we go out, you see people, it's you explain to the child to understand why I have to do it. If the child is not happy to do it, you leave it. I would cite an example that happened at work yesterday. This lady has never hugged me before, but I don't know why. But yesterday, I was trying to support her with feeding, and I realized that I gave her ice cream, but she didn't like the ice cream because maybe it was too cold in her mouth, and so she's not too verbal, but all she said was no. So I opted for yogurt. The moment I gave her yogurt, she hugged me.
Hey, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
In
she hugged me. She was
appreciation.
like, yeah, yeah. She was like, oh, mommy, mommy. So
Yeah.
I was like, she's seeing me as maybe I'm being a mother to her. You
Yeah.
understand? But
Yeah.
it was something that I just did out of the blue. I didn't even think about it. Is it going to work for her or not?
Yeah.
I just said
But you gave her
everybody's having,
choice.
yeah,
You gave her choice.
everybody's having ice cream. Let me try you with yogurt. You see, and then when I
So
gave it, yeah,
if you had not given her choice and she
yeah.
couldn't express herself, that would have been
Yeah.
that would
A
have
source of
caused
good
behavioral
pressure,
issues.
Yeah,
tension.
You understand? But
yeah,
because now you she was able to you gave her opportunity to have choice. Okay, you don't want this, okay, this, and then is able to be happy with the other choice. So, and that's what human dignity is all about.
Yes.
Choice, the ability to have my own choice. But because somebody is having a certain disability, we shouldn't take that away and impose ourselves on them. That's where all this we are talking about. No
Yeah.
matter whether they are children or adults. So we must respect their dignity as well.
Exactly.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, we round up. We've gone past our time now.
Thank you so much, everyone who came out to join us. Meet you again by Thursday next week by 7
Thank
p.m.
you. Have a
Thank
good
you,
Thank
weekend.
you.
Minister. Thank you, Tina. I
thank
still
you.
want
Bye.
my shoes.
All right. Next time I'll go check it out.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
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 Uh, bye, everyone. I'm a public health nutritionist. I support children and families living with autism. That is what I do. You are asking me, Brendan, what do I do for a living? And Pinky, hi. Sorry, I was not able to get across to you. My name is Ijoma Current Wave. I wonder why you want to know that, but my name is Ijoma Ubu. Thank you once again for joining me this evening. See you again the same time next week on Building Bridges. Bye bye.